So it was a excellent night last night for your West Bloomfield girls basketball team. They win, beating Flint Carman Ainsworth, who came into the game 23-0. And West Bloomfield, only a couple of losses in the season, but they had a great showing last night in that historic old 100-year-old gym up there, and won the state quarterfinals. Great showing by the Lakers, and now they move on to the Breslin Center, and it's going to be a busy weekend. Lakers in the state semifinals, and that is going to be happening Friday at 12 noon, and should they win that contest, they will go on to the State 1 Division Finals on Saturday. Your West Bloomfield Lakers, of course, they're the team that everyone's been shooting for all season long, the defending state champion. But boy, they had really quite a contest last night, and one of the best teams in the state that they were facing, Flint Carman Ainsworth. I caught up with head coach Darrin McAllister after the game and asked him to talk a little bit about his opponent.
Well, we prepared. We came in today, we were prepared for everything that they were going to do. And I think we got out there and executed for the most part. And at the end of the day, I don't want to say we surviving and advancing. We dominating the dancing.
Well, and Summer looked like she was in the zone tonight, especially right in the middle of the second half. That three from the corner, and then came back and broke loose and broke free. And at that point, 25 points. And you guys were on the move at that point.
She actually scored 1,000 points tonight. So she came in, focused, executed, and I couldn't be more proud of her.
So over 1,000 tonight with the 28 she got tonight.
Yes.
And I was also looking at the end of your bench tonight. Obviously, we're going to talk in a minute more about this season, but for your future seasons, having these developing players see this 2 years in a row, pretty amazing.
Feels pretty good. It's not bare. We don't have to rebuild, we can reload.
So talk a little bit about what you are concerned about or things you need to work on as you head off to the Breslin.
We definitely want to continue to be healthy. And for some of the nicks and bruises we have, we got to get in there, see Amy, get some treatment, and just make sure that we're healthy going into it. So at this point, I said all season, I'm not worried about anybody else. I'm more or less worried about us. If we're doing what we're supposed to do and we're healthy, we're going to be fine.
Big advantage for West Bloomfield having been there last year. Does that help?
That absolutely helps us. Just having that experience, not only from the player standpoint, but from the coaching standpoint. So we're a year more experienced, and hey, we're ready for it.
Community's catching up to what you guys are doing. Really exciting. What this team has done so much for athletics in West Bloomfield and the women's program, as a whole.
That's been fun. It's been fun, but we're not done yet. And I just want to tell everybody, come on out, get your popcorn ready.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
All right, well, there he is, head coach Darrin McAllister. I made a mistake in that interview, and I made it again a little bit later on in one of the other interviews that you're going to see. Probably minor, you didn't notice. I said second half, but really West Bloomfield took this game over from Flint Carman Ainsworth in the second quarter as Summer Davis on fire last night. 28 points, and as you heard the coach say, she hit the eclipse of 1,000 points for her career. Absolutely amazing. And I'm telling you, I was right there in the court and watching her and the rest of the team. This is not, certainly there's no one player in this team that's making it all happen. But last night, Summer Davis was on fire, and she just took the whole thing over. It was a great performance. I did catch up with her sister, Indya Davis, who had just been recognized by Gatorade as the Women's Basketball Player of the Year here in the state of Michigan, and I got her thoughts about last night's game.
Back here with Indya Davis, and I think it was like 16 or 18 points tonight. Great job.
Yeah, thank you.
And then what about this? Gatorade. You got to be all excited about Gatorade. Talk about winning this amazing accomplishment, Gatorade Women's High School Player of the Year in Michigan. What did you know that was coming, or just talk about that?
I didn't know it was coming, but I know the hard work I put in, paid off. Come from my teammates passing the ball, scoring, so it worked very well for everybody.
All right, well, you're smart and wise to talk about not just yourself but the team, and you guys really tonight played like a team on the floor, moving the ball really well. Talk about that.
It comes from our focus, coming in ready to play. We want to win together. It's not going to take one person to win. So we know we got to come together and just win the game.
And as you get ready now to take it to the next level and head off to the Breslin, how helpful is it that you've already been down that path?
Definitely, get some experience. We've been down there before. We know what we need to do to win. And I think if we push it more, then we'll be there.
All right. Your sister was in the zone. She was banging that three. It just seemed like she took over. I'll talk to her about it in a minute, but it just seems like she just decided to take over there in the second half. And from there on in, you guys just ripped it up tonight.
Yeah, I love it. I love feeding the ball. Like, when she hot, we're going to keep getting up to her. So it all works out for the rest of us.
Are you finding time to have fun in the middle of all this?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, and then I know you both are going to Michigan State. I don't know if you've heard the news, but clearly a coaching change coming. Does that impact any of your plans, or what are your thoughts or reaction to that?
It was definitely a surprise, but, we're going to talk with the coach, the new coach that comes along. If we don't like it, then we'll change, but if we do, we still committed.
Well, it's got to be really exciting going to Michigan State to play this week and know that eventually you're going to be playing there.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Indya, thank you very much. Good to talk to you.
Thank you.
All right, well, she is a very soft-spoken young lady, but her and her sister, the Davis twins, certainly getting noticed by everybody around the state of Michigan and around the country. They'll be heading off to the Breslin, where most likely they'll be playing their college basketball career. Hard to remember, they are both juniors still. We did have a chance to catch up with one of the seniors in the team, Sydney Hendrix, and ask her thoughts about the big victory.
Well, basically, I ain't gonna lie, this is probably my favorite year doing this, only because it's like we came here before when I was a junior, so doing it again, we was even talking about it, it feels so much bigger because now you have something to fight for. Like, I have a title that we had to fight for. Like, everybody's coming for us for their best shot. And for me, by last year, I wanted to go out with a bang. I wanted us to go out together. I want us to all play great. And to see us performing at such a high level and like coming together and like just cleaning up everything we've been working on is honestly it's so much fun to do and see.
Well, there was no quit in you guys because you honestly had this game in control.
Yeah.
And I've got a great clip right here of you going to the low post, driving the baseline, and really banging right at the end of the game. You weren't holding back at all.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. We're preparing for something bigger. So even if we're up by 30 or up by 10 or up by 50, it doesn't really matter because we're preparing for a bigger goal to win everything. So if we prepare ourselves to play every single quarter 110%, go out every single time, we're gonna be ready to do it against people who are we play in the finals. So that's what we're preparing for.
So you were there last year. Is it different when you get to the quarterfinals? Now you're at the semis.
Yeah.
You're in the Breslin. I mean, is that different?
Yes, I ain't gonna lie. Like, this year, it feels a lot different because I've been there already, so I'm ready to go back. As soon as we won last year, I was talking about going back. Like, I've been thinking about it this whole year. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been so excited to play, and I'm so ready. It feels different because I already know what it's like to be there, and I've never had a better experience than being at the Breslin, so I can't wait to go back.
You don't have to do that thing they did in the Hoosiers movie, right? You know where they measure the basket because they're in the bit. You know the scene I'm talking
I know
about?
what you're talking about.
You know, you've already been there. You don't need to measure anything.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
it's like, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we feel way more prepared going in there because last year it was a little startling seeing how many people were there. It was bigger than we actually expected, and so we came out kind of rough. But this year we know what we're going into, so I feel a lot more prepared and a lot more excited.
You know, and coming into tonight's game, when you hear Flint, Herman, Ainsworth, it just sounds intimidating, right? They've got a history, right?
They do.
And you guys handled them well tonight.
Yeah. So my whole family from Flint, so I knew it was kind of like I can't wait to play them because I know a lot of people who played on their team. I've been playing against them since he was young, so it's just, they get down, and it was a good game. I mean, they put up a fight, but at the end, we just had more energy. I felt like we wanted it more, but they're still a really good team.
All right, well, just make sure I could tell by your smile, this is going to be an easy request. Just make sure you have fun when you're up there. This
Always.
is your senior year, right?
Of course. I mean, I only do this because I love it. It's just so much fun to play good basketball. And I feel like we're in the midst of creating bigger history than we ever expected. It's fun to be a part of.
Sydney, you're doing a great thing for women's basketball and for the athletic program in West Bloomfield to rise to such a high level. It gets people like me and all kinds of people that don't hang out at the school very excited, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming out.
All right, thank you very much.
She's just such a great young lady, and it typifies what I run into interviewing the student athletes in West Bloomfield and all of our schools around the area. Very impressive. So, huge night last night. Lakers win the quarterfinals, and it couldn't be any better. Green and white, St. Patty's Day at the Breslin for the state semis. We, of course, will be there.